Yes, we are. We're ready now. Okay, here we go. Let's make this happen. Warpforge, when you say podcast service, you mean podcast app? Is that what you mean?
Like Overcast or Downcast?
For me, it's Pocket Casts every day plus twice on Sunday. I love that thing. Pocket Cast is my favorite, yeah. Nothing comes close, in my opinion. I love that one. I used to really like Overcast, but Overcast has been like spotty on updates and maintenance and stuff. I don't know what's going on there. It's just one dude, so maybe it's just weird. But
I've never tried Pocket Casts. I'll download it and check it out today.
Oh,
I've been
really?
listening to podcasts more than music for my bike rides. Just to give me something.
I think you'll like it. Pocket Cast. I've been using that for longer than we've been doing this show. I think.
Yeah,
it's great.
Cool.
And they have that on Android.
It is literally called Pocket Casts, your favorite podcast player.
That's right.
Look at it.
That's right.
The deal.
And it's on Android as well, people.
Oh, it's by Automatic. I like those guys.
Yeah, they're cool. They've always been very nice. They've showcased TMS before. Put like a thing up there, and they sent me a little message to say, "Hey, we're fans. We put you up here."
Nice.
So
Keep us up there, then. Pocket Casts.
Yeah, never take us down. And someone else said, I'll just stick with the Apple one. That's fine. The Apple one's, it's fine.
It's fine. Yeah.
It's fine. It'll get you there. The one I don't like is Spotify's integration because it's a pain in the ass to put custom feeds in there. Well, it's virtually impossible to put custom feeds in there. They make it really hard. That app can suck my left toe. All right. Here goes the show. It is beginning in 3, 2, 1.
I want to eat. I want eat.
Even more magical.
The morning stream. What do you say? We get nipple to nipple.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to TMS. It's the morning stream for Tuesday, June. I looked at the J and got confused. June 11th, 2024. I don't know how.
Get confused with July. Like, if there's anything you're going to get confused with.
Yeah, I know, right? Plus, it's 100 degrees yesterday or something. I'm pretty sure it's not January around here.
Oof.
Anyway, it's me, Scott Johnson. Brian Ibbett over there. Hi, Brian. Good morning.
Hello. Well, hello.
Yeah, nice to see you. I did that thing again last night where I woke up in the middle of the night, thought I had a really great cartoon idea, wrote it down. Mm-hmm. I've done this 2 nights or every other night. This has been happening. Wrote it down, got up this morning, 6:30 or so, looked over, saw my note and how stupid it was. It was so stupid that there's no way I'm not drawing that shit. Forget it. I'm not even going to tell you guys what it said. It was so dumb. But why are things so brilliant at 1:30 in the morning and so dumb when you get up?
That's really funny. So you're not going to do the Jerry thing and tell everybody, what is this made? I wrote this joke down at 4 a.m, and I don't know what it means.
Unfortunately, I know exactly what it means, and it's dumb. It was so dumb.
It's just not funny.
It's just not funny at all. Like there's been times where I've gotten some decent ideas in the middle of the night, but not this one. This is terrible. So forget that. I'm going to stop writing them down and you know what? I'll keep writing them down, and then in the next day, I'll keep deciding on what to do. It's fine.
Absolutely.
What are you going to do? All right. It's a new show, new day. It's a Tuesday. We got all kinds of shit to talk about. I don't know if you heard it yesterday. We're not going to get into all the details because, go watch it yourself. But Apple had their big WWDC event yesterday. Mm-hmm. I watched it. Brian watched it. There were some moments of interesting, and for the most part, it's exactly what I thought they were going to do with the AI thing. They were going to tell you all the ways their products were going to have a bunch of secure AI stuff in them. They weren't going to try to change the world. They just kind of want you all to use their devices and use their AI tech, and I like their approach to security and things like that. So that's all rings.
Like, keep it within the, instead of having you go out to the AI, it basically brings the AI to your device.
Yeah, it's all on device, which everybody had predicted they were going to do that, which makes sense. It's a little bit of a bummer if you have an iPhone 14 of any ilk, you will not be able to use these features, many of them.
Jeez. And that's just last year. That's the sad thing. It's like,
Well, 2 years now, I guess, right?
2 years ago, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
But still, I thought the 14 was going to be okay, but the A17 chip, it needs to be that or greater. Anything with an M1 and forward on the Mac and iPad side is fine. So that's good. That's a good 5 year, 4.5 year coverage there. I do think they should have figured out a way to make the phone. Well, whatever. And also, none of these are that groundbreaking. It's basically just like, oh, Siri might work now, and be decent. So that's cool. After 14 years of existing, we're going to make Siri usable, and the rest of it, it's fine. None of it really jumped out at me and made me go, ooh. I'm curious to see what people do with it. The whole doing math. Is cool.
That's cool. I can't think of the last time I needed to do that sort of thing. But it's one of the scenes like, oh, check this out. Look what I can do.
Yeah.
Oh, really? When did you use that last? Oh, I don't use it.
Yeah,
I haven't used that.
I'm
ever.
probably barely ever going to use that I can think of.
There was one that I remember seeing that I was really excited about. That was like, oh, that's cool. I mean, calculator finally is nice to actually have a calculator on the iPad.
Yeah. I've been using third-party calculators.
I have too.
I forget
Yeah.
that you don't even have one because I've been using
Right.
somebody else's for so long. It didn't matter. But.
Yeah, but I'm using a free version of it, and it's like it's a calculator with ads on the bottom or ads every time you do a.
Really?
You do a
you get like an ad for just doing like a use, like
something like that. Yeah, let me see which one I'm using. It's to the point where if I'm in front of my phone or my computer as well as my iPad, I'll do it on the computer more than anything else. If my phone's with me, I'll do it on the phone rather than do it on the iPad.
yeah.
It is calculator period, like calculator dot.
Like brother dot, like my nephew's band, brother dot.
Yes, like brother dot. Yep, exactly.
That's great.
Try free for 3 days. So apparently I haven't even used it since I've upgraded my iPad.
Oh, did 18 hit yet? We have to wait until it's just beta right now, right?
Oh yeah. It's not even. It's in its developer beta right now. It's not even user beta. But Barry's been using it. No surprise. Barry's been using it.
Barry loves
And he
to get
says
on
it's
there.
actually pretty solid. I do have a developer account because I had a Coverville app for quite a while. So I might consider putting it on something, but I don't want to break. Listen, if I break my Marvel Snap or my Star Wars Hunters functionality, then that's it. Then forget it. Forget your beta, Apple.
Yeah.
Because those are the two things I'm using on my iPad probably more than anything else right now.
Do you have to pay for that every year, the developer access stuff?
Yeah, $99.
Well, it's not bad.
No, and I'm still, and I'm gonna say I'm working on another app. I've got the idea in my head and the UI in my head for this other app, and I just need to freaking build it. And I found it's really funny. Somebody actually used ChatGPT to build a Swift app, and I'm kind of thinking, wouldn't mind trying that with this and see how far I can get.
Go for it. I watched somebody in 10 minutes make a breakout clone on GPT.
Really?
Oh,
Using
yeah.
ChatGPT, yeah.
Yeah, they just sat down and just started talking to it and said, all right, I want these blocks to be this color, and they need to move like this, and all this code just going, and before they were done, they compiled it and ran it, and it was a damn video game. It's crazy.
Yeah.
They made a weed joke is the reason I brought this up.
Okay, all right.
And I wanted to share it because I think a lot of people missed it. All right. So Apple, they're in California. In California, it is legal to have recreational weed.
Yes.
So I assume this is, much more okay there. But Craig Federighi made a weed joke, and I'd like to share it with you. Brian, would you like to hear his weed joke?
I'd love to hear it, please. Yes.
Here is his weed joke that most people missed.
That brings us once again to the annual escapades of our legendary crack marketing team. Distracted briefly from their marathon hacky sack session, they stumbled into their minibus and wove a trail toward the Sierras, eventually rolling to a stop in a beautiful national park. Staring skyward up the towering trunks surrounding them, they felt a deep kinship with anything that could get that high.
Oh, I see what you did, Mr. Federighi.
That did go right past me because I was still chuckling about the hacky sack session because that's all I'm picturing people inside the giant spaceship, Apple spaceship campus thing, just a bunch of guys playing hacky sack. Like, we need to figure out what national landmark iOS 18 is going to be.
Yeah. Yeah, no kidding. So with the consistent thing they've been doing with the recent releases, they stuck with another California landmark, and I'm starting to wonder when they run out. So when do you start doing San Fernando Valley or freaking
Mulholland Drive,
or Bakersfield or something?
iOS Fresno, everybody.
Yeah, I don't know when they run out. Maybe they never run out. It's a big state. There's a lot there.
We're really excited to introduce iOS 23, Vacaville.
Yeah, maybe don't. Maybe that one, not so much.
Not so much?
Yeah. Encino. That'd be cool. I'd use macOS Encino.
Encino's not bad, yeah.
Yeah, we'd all be Encino men then. Yeah, but that made me laugh because, that was clearly a weed joke, and I don't think a lot of people heard it. So.
Yeah, no, that's great.
I need some advice. Chat room and Brian, give me your advice. Lend me your ears. Here's my problem.
Sure.
I have a hornet's nest that has begun in our backyard. It is up on a window, well, above a window, but on like a rain gutter ledge, and it is growing.
Mud wasp thing.
Yeah, little mud wasp thing. It's getting bigger. Every time I look up there, the little ball has grown.
Yep.
And more, I see more buzzing around it, that sort of thing. And my first inclination was, let's get one of those long sprayer things. But the problem with that is where it's located, it will get all over my windows and all over the place. Now, that's
you can wash the windows.
That's true. I can wash the windows. But here's the question. It's either that, so that's option number one, perfectly reasonable option. Option number two is, I see this in videos all the time, and I wonder if it's, maybe I should do this. Because either way, I'm going to have to go. Either I go, psht, and run away, or I take a rake, and I rake it off of there and run away.
No, you don't rake. Here's what you do, because we've had these before. We get them every couple of years. You spray, but you do it at dusk, because that is when they're the least active.
Okay.
Like just as the sun's going down, you hit that thing, and
is it a temperature thing, or is that why you do it?
I think it's just that their bodies, that they go pollinating, or really, I guess they're wasps. So what do? Just sting people. It's their only purpose.
Yeah.
Eat and sting people. You hit them at night, or you hit them at dusk.
Okay. Okay.
And you know why you see all those videos of people hitting with a rake? Because they always end with the thing not landing in the trash can that they think they've got strategically placed, or the person with the lid for the trash can puts the lid on too fast and it ricochets off, or something like that. That's why you see all those videos, because mishaps happen with the rakes.
I mean, my thinking was it would just fall to the ground, and then I would run, and then I would go out there again 15, 20 minutes later when they've all calmed down, and then there might be a few buzzing around the little husk, but then I could get in there, smush any onlookers and toss that thing, and then I don't have to worry about the windows. But I think you've convinced me. I think I'd rather just spray that shit.
Who cares about the windows? Oh my gosh!
I don't know. It's extra work. It's just more work.
Spray's gonna get on my windows.
It's just more work. I don't want to go. Look, I already got to kill wasps. I got to go clean the windows. Hey, what kind of schedule do people think I have over here?
You got a hose. You can spray. You can just wash the window from a distance with the hose. That's all you need to do.
Oh, geez. I thought it was like stuff that would stick and get.
No, gosh, no. It's like a foam kind of thing. Kate Katsumi also brings up the other point that I forgot, is that dust catches most of them in the hive. They'll relocate to the hive as the sun starts going down. So that's another good reason to hit that thing then.
I see. Because they're all coming home.
Yep,
right?
Exactly.
From their long day
of being dicks.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Their long day of utter bullshit that they're up to.
Exactly.
All right. Well, that's happening today. We're getting rid of those.
Cool. Yeah. Get that good. There's like a Raid Hornet spray that we use that just does the job. Gets a Puppy Kitty Trot says genocidal massacre tips. Yeah, you know what? If they want to be left alone, go to the forest. Wasps. Go into the mountains. There's lots of mountains here in Colorado. Go there. Totally leave. That'll be your place. This is my place.
Yeah.
But when you start squatting on my property, on my territory, you break the covenant. You break the agreement that we have.
Mm-hmm. That's right. Yeah. Oh, speaking of bugs, Kim brought home from Mississippi some cicada husks. So when they
those are so cool.
when they molt, they leave like a full-on exoskeleton. It's not like
it looks like it even just looks like a cicada. You wonder how the hell they get out of that thing.
Yeah, somehow she flew home with those. I don't know how she did it without breaking them, but she did.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Wow,
So we got
nice.
those here now. But yeah, we're done. Look, if you had talked to Carter, she thinks that after this life, we're going to have to face a panel of super bees.
It's going to be our right. We're basically going to be facing the tribunal.
Yeah.
We're going to have to stand with our, our in our shackles and answer for our crimes against Apian, the Apian world.
Yeah, and they're going to be giant judgment bees that are floating there with their stingers out going, "You have been found guilty of genocide of the worst order. What do you say for yourself?"
Yep.
Well, I'd much rather I would still kill you if I could. If I had a can of Raid here right now, sir, I would shoot you in the face.
Exactly. Let he who is without a stinger cast the first stone, I say.
You have been condemned now to bee hell, where you'll be stung every 5 minutes for the rest of eternity. That's what's going to happen, and that's fine.
No, it'll be you're going to be in bee hell, which is pretty much like heaven, except there's no honey. So good luck.
Mm-hmm.
No honey to put in your tea.
Yeah.
No honey grams. Nope. Sorry.
No more honey. Yeah, that's how they get you.
Yeah.
You know what? I think I'm okay with that. I haven't had honey in a long time. I'm all right with it. I'll stop having honey. It's fine. It's kind of gross anyway. We're eating all this like yellow goo that came off of the ass end of a freaking bee. What are we doing anyway with the honey?
Yes.
Like honey, think about it. Like milk, kind of gross. It's out of a cow's udder. If you think about it too much, you're like, oh, what are we doing here? That's mother's milk from a cow. Why are we drinking that? There's other things like that we eat. We're like, oh, that's weird. I can't believe we eat that. Honey, like I know it's sweet, all right? And I know it lasts a long time. But it's coming off the ass end of bees. You're eating bee ass.
Don't they puke it? I thought they puke honey.
Worse even then. Worse.
Yeah.
It ain't getting better with the truth.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, honey is bee vomit. Yeah.
Gross. That is so gross. Why do we eat that? All right. Let's move on.
Delicious.
It is delicious.
Give me
You're
some
not
of
wrong.
that sweet bee vomit.
All right. So I'm doing spray and pray instead of rake and run. Those are my two options.
100%.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. 100 times out of 100. That's what you do. Spray from a distance. Do it at dusk. Big long sleeve shirt.
Yeah.
Long pants wouldn't hurt. Maybe tuck the bottom of your pants into your socks.
Yeah. I go full hazmat suit if I had
Go
one.
full hazmat suit, sure.
Yeah.
You don't need to go out and get one of those hats that's got a little net around it, but
True that.
but have an exit strategy. Have the door open so you're not banging on it like George Jetson trying to get into the I guess it's Fred Flintstone that was trying to get into the house after the saber-toothed tiger.
Those
kicked him out.
those two did shit that I mix up all the time.
Right?
Yeah.
Now George Jetson got stuck on the treadmill. The space treadmill where he's like zoop, and
Yep.
just, Jane, stop this zoop, crazy thing. Zoop.
Yep. And he's mad at because the dog did it, right? I think. Didn't the dog?
Did Rastro do that?
I think Rastro started running on it, made it spin too fast or some shit like
maybe
that.
that's it. Yeah.
And then the kid
Elroy.
he's yelling for Elroy to stop it. I don't know what the deal is, but here's the thing. I'm going to say a controversial thing about the Flintstones.
Oh no.
The Jetsons is just a DLC skin for the Flintstones.
Oh yeah, of course it is.
It was never anything more than that. They just have they have some futurism tropes,
Yeah.
but it's the same damn cartoon.
They are absolutely okay. I thought you were going to say something controversial, but no, that's exactly what they are. It's basically like instead of Newt. Well, I was going to say Newt Rockney, but that's a real guy. Mick Rockenstein. It's McSpacenstein is basically we just figure the word space or comet or Cosmo or whatever.
Dino is a dog instead. It's Astro.
Right.
Who is his? Did he have a friend like Barney? That's the only thing I can't think of. Did he have a buddy like that?
Oh,
I don't think he did.
I don't think he did.
It was more about family stuff.
Nobody that was like Fred and Barney. Like nobody as close as that.
No, it was always like
he worked for Spacely Sprockets instead of who was it at the quarry that he worked for that Fred Flintstone worked for?
Is like Stone.
Mr.
Stone.
Slate. Mr. Slate.
Slate. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and Spacely was of course Spacely.
Spacely Sprockets.
It's so dumb. But most of their storylines are around the daughter trying to go out and have fun and be with her friends 50s style.
Right.
And then
she submitted that song to Zip Rocker. No, what was it? It was
oh, it's so bad.
Zap. It was Eep Op Ork which the Violent Femmes covered really, really well, by the way. Eep Op Ork
They covered that?
They covered that, and it's great.
Oh my
Eep
gosh.
Op Ork and that means I love you.
I don't think I've heard that. I should go check
Zip
it out.
dash Rip Rock. Thank you, Matuba.
Okay.
Rip Rock.
Yeah. We learned a lot from the Jetsons. Also, we got this message from Frost, Minnesota. Frost, Minnesota wrote in. It says, listening to TMS for the kid that keeps biking through your yard.
Oh,
you
cool.
You should invite the neighbors over and watch that King of the Hill episode where the kid bullies Hank by biking through his yard and chanting "Dusty old bones full of green dust." A passive-aggressively cough at poignant times, and passively-aggressively cough at poignant times. I don't remember this episode, and I just did a full rewatch of King of the Hill, and I don't remember this at all.
Wait, so the kid bikes through the yard and then goes, "Dusty old bones full of green dust."
Yeah. I don't remember this at all. I'm not entirely convinced that. I think Frost, Minnesota might be mixing it up with something else because I do not know where this is from. Chat's got a link. Let's see. Sunbun has one. Is this the episode? Don't remember this at all. Hank's new neighbor's son won't stop harassing him. His parents refuse to do anything about it, so he takes matters into his own hands, which gets him in trouble with the police. I don't remember this episode. Not at all. All right, then. Well.
Weird. Well, now you got another episode to watch.
Yeah.
Maybe there was something controversial in that episode, so the streaming services don't air it. For some reason.
Ooh, didn't think of that. Someone dropped the N-word. I doubt it.
Whoa, my gosh, Boomhauer. Holy.
Yeah, slow down, Boomhauer. Here's one more thing. This is a sports check from Luke in Boulder, Colorado.
Oh, cool. Hey, Luke, I hope you're coming to the meetup. July 13th at the Colorado Pinball Pub.
I think he is. I think I heard somewhere he was.
Good.
He says, to assist Dunaway with his questions about the legitimacy of the MVP in certain sports. This came from our Half-Asses or Feud, one of the two.
Yeah, right.
Both the NBA and NFL have an official MVP award each season. Both are determined by votes from designated group of journalists and others. And then the NBA has an official NBA Finals MVP award, again determined by official vote. And the NFL has an official Super Bowl MVP. I could go on about the specialty name awards in baseball, like the Cy Young Award and the Conn Smythe Award in the NHL. What now? Oh, Smythe.
Conn Smythe.
Yeah. But this text is getting long. Also, Dennis Rodman won the NBA's official Defensive Player of the Year award a couple of times, but not MVP awards in the regular season, nor the finals for Mr. Rodman. That's the one I got confused about because I knew he had won something, could not remember what it was. It was Defensive Player of the Year multiple times. That guy could rebound and block and cause you pain every damn time. He was so hard. Like for the Jazz, Rodman was our problem. You all think it was Jordan was our problem. I mean, Jordan's a problem. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But between Karl Malone and John Stockton, we could figure out a way to outscore the Bulls. The problem we ran into is Rodman would be down there after a weekend bender in Vegas, and he would still come to our town, into our freaking stadium, and just destroy us in the paint. That bastard.
SOB.
I know. He was great. Rodman was great.
He was great. Now he's a little off the rails.
How? What's he up to? Does he still go to North Korea?
I'm sure
and
he's
do
hanging out
stuff?
in North Korea with Kim Jong-un.
Yeah.
And,
yeah. He got along with his dad okay, I think.
I think so. They were buddies. Yeah, love the shots of them walking around together that would get shared around. It's just such a bizarre thing.
Yeah, it's really weird. Max in the chat says Rodman was no Horace Grant. That's true. Horace Grant was really good. Man, those heyday. I was so into basketball then. I loved it. And it's because the Jazz were actually good and we almost won a championship. That's why. Yeah. Now, I just every year go, okay, what are we doing? Okay, we're losing. Okay. I guess we're not playing to win. All right. Let's do some news. We got news. Where's the thing? Here it is. Let's time for the news brought to you by...
Do you like Dungeons? Dragons? How about ska? Introducing the College of the Third Wave, a ska-inspired bard subclass for 5e. Written and illustrated by longtime tadpooler Matthew Sargent, a.k.a. Les Sarge. This TTRPG zine has everything you need to pick it up for your next campaign. From starting magical mosh pits to summoning horn sections to battling really big fish. Nice. These, real big fish, right? These new class features, spells, magic items, and monsters are better than getting extra mozzarella sticks. The College of the Third Wave launches on Kickstarter on July 2nd. Head on over to tinyurl.com/SKA-BARD, ska bard, get it? It might look like scabbard, and sign up for notifications. Anyone who does so between now and July 2nd will also receive a free extra gift when they back the physical book. Pick it up. It's tinyurl.com/ska-bard.
Nice. When's the last time you were in a Woolworths? Do you remember?
I can't remember the last time I was in a Woolworths. I don't even know if there are Woolworths around me anymore, but
I don't know either. Last time was probably 20 years ago for me. Long time.
My first Micronauts figure came from a Woolworths. Though.
Oh my gosh, that's a big...
Woolworths on Colfax at JCRS, which was
that's a big deal.
A few doors down from Casa Bonita, and I remember my love affair with the Micronauts collection of action figures and toys began right there at that old 5 and dime.
I just remember my mom buying most of our Halloween candy at a Woolworths for some reason.
Oh, really? Okay.
I don't know if they had a sale, if it was just like, it's like mostly suckers and stuff. My mom was not, she didn't buy cool candy bar stuff or any of that. It was all like hard garbage candy. Like Dum Dums. If she could find Dum Dums on sale, there's your Halloween. That's what we do.
Okay.
Anyway, a Woolworths in New Zealand, of all places. They have Woolworths in New Zealand.
They have Woolworths there? Okay. All right.
Lucky
Phil.
The staff are going to all start...
Close to you, Lucky Phil.
Yeah,
I know
pretty
you're Australian,
close.
But it's close to you.
Yeah, you guys are within the same hemisphere.
I see that they're also in Australia, which is why I brought it up.
Sure. Anyway, the staff there has to wear body cameras to help reduce abuse against workers. Oh, New Zealand. I thought you guys were perfect and always nice and never had a problem there. Never had any issues.
No, that's Ireland.
Oh, also not true. Woolworths stores across New Zealand are introducing body cams for staff to wear to keep people safe. The body-worn cameras will be... that's what a body cam is, article. You don't have to tell me how a body-worn camera works. Anyway, they're going to be implemented across stores as part of the supermarket giant's investment into security and safety measures. That's interesting. Supermarket giant. So I don't think of them as that.
Yeah, so they must be... For us, it was more of an upper-end drugstore, kind of like Walgreens Plus.
Yeah.
Trying to think of what...
I would call them... here, they were like Walgreens Minus. They were never thought of very well.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Oh. Not that fancy here. But they were... But yeah, that's more like what it was. It was like a...
So Dr. Calhoun is saying that Woolworths in New Zealand and Australia are totally different companies, no relation to the Woolworths that we had here. So
all right.
Not part of the same...
not even the same origin. None of that. Just a grocery store. Okay.
Why would somebody... It just feels like such a weird name to pull out of thin air to not have any connection to the Woolworths we had in America, right?
Yeah, I don't know. It's
weird. It was somebody's last name.
Yeah, I assume it was. I guess I never knew, but I assumed it was somebody's last name here. Yeah. Anyway. So, that's interesting. What did this remind me of? Something happened to me. Oh, yesterday everyone's saying, you got to watch Hitman. You got to watch Hitman. And I went, are we talking about those shitty movies based on the Hitman movies or the Hitman video games? And they're like, no, the new Hitman. I'm like, okay, but is it based on these? And they're like, no, it's that guy from Top Gun Maverick, and he's all over the place now. I can't think of his name.
It's that guy who's rubbing up all over Sydney Sweeney in that Anyone But You movie that Apple TV really wanted me to watch. And it's like, no, I'd be interested in maybe a minute of that movie, but that's about it.
I can't think of Glenn Powell. Is it Glenn Powell? Glenn Powell. That's his name.
That's it. Yep, that's his name.
So apparently it's got zip to do with the Hitman series, and that's fine, but it's just throwing my gamer brain. I can't deal with it. But it's getting a lot of hype. It's got like 97% of Rotten Tomatoes. People are into it.
Mm-hmm. By the way, so retail chains using the Woolworth name survived in Austria, Germany, Mexico, and the United Kingdom as of early 2009. The similarly named Woolworth supermarkets in Australia and New Zealand are operated by Australia's largest retail company, Woolworths Group, a separate company with no historical links to the FW Woolworth Company.
Okay.
Or Foot Locker.
Just same name. That's it.
So Foot Locker is an offshoot of Woolworths. I did not know that.
Must be. They're like, hey,
Yeah.
we're doing good with these shoes. Let's have a whole. Let's focus
Let's
on
have
shoes.
a whole store based on these shoes. Do you mind wearing a referee outfit? No? Okay, good.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, in the U.S. they were like 5 and dime. They were like,
Yeah.
just,
They were Walgreens. Here they were Walgreens Plus. We had one, like I said, on Colfax, and then we had another one on the 16th Street Mall downtown that was pretty popular.
our CVS near us is still the saddest place to go into. It's so sad in
Is
there.
it? Unless you need free paper. Just buy a pack of gum and
Yeah.
get a receipt as long as Dennis Rodman. And
The people in there just seem so grumpy. I don't know what's going on.
really?
Yeah, and it's always this one location, and it's always just like, "Hey, how you doing? Oh, it's hot out." Yeah. I don't know. There's just something in there's just depressing. I can't put my finger on it. I don't know what's going on.
did you find everything you're looking for? Kill me.
Kill me.
Can I help you? Do you need any batteries? Kill me.
Yeah. They wear their badges upside down to indicate distress. So you have to watch for
Right. By the way, I do, I've been going to the local Walgreens, which is not a sad place, because I'm trying to track down. Listen, I drink Coke Zero. I have a Coke Zero every day, a bottle if I can get it, or a can. You do too. I know you like the zero drinks, but I do keep it to one a day.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, while they're doing this damn Marvel promotion, I got to try and collect them all. I want all the characters, not because I'm keeping the bottles, but if you scan them, if you go to the go to the QR code and scan it, you get a little AR superhero that you can put on your desk and look at through your phone camera and move around and have like a little Ms. Marvel or a Thor swinging his hammer around on your desk.
What app do you have to use for that? Something they made?
Something they made, some specific Coke product app.
That's pretty cool.
But yeah, so I'm down to just needing like a handful of them.
How do they look? Are they cool looking?
They look interesting. They're red and black, so it's like you boiled down, because it's Coke Zero, so they boiled down all of the superhero colors to just red and black. Or if you're getting them off the regular Coke bottle, they're red and white. But
so that works really well for like Spider-Man, but how's that look for like, I don't know, Venom or
it
something?
looks really weird for like She-Hulk.
Yeah, how do you do the Hulk
Yeah.
or She-Hulk? That's weird.
Yeah, they're kind of weird. But
I mean, I guess there's Red
but then
Hulk,
once
but whatever.
Yeah, Red Hulk works fine. But then you scan it and it's on your phone, and then you just get rid of the bottle, and then you can just go bloop and pop them out, onto your desk anytime. Once you've collected them, thankfully you don't need to keep the bottle or anything like that.
So wait, are there days where you're like, I'm in the mood, and you just pull your phone out and go, oh, look at the Captain America standing there.
No,
Like,
haven't done it. I have not actually reloaded any characters. I've scanned them in, and then you first time you scan them in, you can play with them and stuff, and like about 30 seconds later, I'm bored with that crap. So I'm done. But
well, you're a true fan. This is signs.
oh
of a
no,
true
a
Marvel
true fan would pop them out. Let me actually wonder if I can scan, like pop one in here and then send you video of it.
Yeah, I want to see. Let's take a look at the little guy.
Just collected. Juggernaut's pretty cool. Let's give you a Juggernaut.
Yeah, give me Juggernaut, bitch. He can run through walls
There we
and chase
go.
Kitty Pryde.
Allow.
Yeah, allow it. I'm going to allow this.
Let me start the recording.
While you're saying that, Win Magus made a nice reply or made a nice reminder to everybody. If you have not yet done so and you're a PC gamer, Marvel Midnight Suns is currently free on the Epic Store. There is zero reason not to grab that. It is a fantastic video game. Cannot recommend it enough. It's very, very
That's cool.
good.
Very cool.
It undersold, though, so you will probably not ever see a sequel. So enjoy it while you have it. All right? And them's the breaks.
That's too bad, because that was one of their better games for sure.
I agree. It just didn't sell very well. I don't know. It's strategy, turn-based stuff. That's not real mainstream. As much as we keep trying to make it mainstream, it isn't really.
You're going to see, boy, Scott Zoomy Fingers can have some real fun with looking at all the stuff on my desk.
Well, if it's video, I can't. I mean, it's harder to do that.
Good. Then,
Yeah.
all right. It should be arriving in your text messages any second now.
I see it now. Let's pull it up. Take a look at it, folks. Oh, not supported. Why? What's going on?
Oh, really?
Yeah, well, my browser just doesn't like the format. Let's see. All right, here you go, chat. There's Juggernaut. Let's hit play. Oh, yeah. Look at him chilling on your desk going, I'm red.
Mm-hmm. I'm Juggernaut, bitch.
Oh, and he jumped and broke and gave you a
And
fake
broke
shattering.
the lens, yeah.
Oh, that's great. Any sound to these things, or are they just video?
No idea. I don't have I don't have audio turned on my phone.
Okay. Just curious about that.
Yeah.
Well, all right then. That was fun. Let's move on. Yeah. Oh, so the point is, careful, because these guys are. I guess there's a history in New Zealand of people getting picked on, and they're just going to wear cameras so they can bust people for being dicks. So watch out. All right.
Jeez, why? That's crazy. Why?
I don't know. They don't even get into why it's happening. They just say that there's been a bunch of security and safety stuff happening. And
assaulting the grocery store worker. That just seems crazy.
Yeah, it says our team deserves to feel safe coming to work every day, and they're dealing with what they're dealing with is unacceptable. While 99% of people walk through our door are great and treat them very well, every day our team across the country are still experiencing instances of abuse and aggression from shoplifters and other offenders, says Mr. Stokill. Anyway.
Could you you're out of mangoes? Could you look in the back? No! Bam!
Oh, damn it!
Damn it!
Piece of shit! Let's move on to this story. The man, age 71, was arrested after the LAPD finds nearly 3,000 boxes of stolen Lego sets in his home.
Oh, that SOB. That's the second time I've said SOB, and I've never used that phrase, SOB.
My dad always said that. It's very familiar.
SOB.
He'd say, "Oh, I don't trust that guy. He's a real SOB." He'd say,
"That son of a bitch stealing all this." Like, I'll just lean right into it.
There you go. Go the full way. Police in Los Angeles, California, seized more than 2,800 boxes of stolen Lego sets from a 71-year-old man. This dude's really into Lego. Officers arrested Richard Siegel is his name, and his alleged accomplice, 39-year-old Bianca Gudino, I think is her name, after raiding the elderly man's Long Beach home, according to Los Angeles Police Department. The individual boxes have a retail value ranging $20 to well over $1,000. That sounds right. Lego stuff's expensive.
Some super rare sets in there.
Well, some of them are just expensive. Like,
you
go buy into that Star Wars shit, you're going to spend $200, $300 on those things.
Stark Tower is something like $500 or $600.
There's another one that I am not doing that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, definitely not Steven. He's too young. Chat room.
He's way younger than 71 and also does not live in Long Beach.
No. Detectives started investigating the case after a retailer in San Pedro identified this lady as a suspect who had allegedly robbed them several times in December.
Several months. The dude. Oh yeah, no, I'm sorry. It was the lady, the 39-year-old. So bummer. I'm bummed that the 71-year-old's not going in and doing the robberies like a dusty old De Niro character.
He's like Kevin Spacey in Baby Driver. He's back at the base.
Right. He's the mastermind.
Yeah.
He's drawing up the map of the Lego store and saying, "You're gonna come in through here.
Yep.
And then you're gonna pull a gun right here.
And he's gonna have a bad experience with a car later. We know that for sure."
That's right.
Several months later, on June 4th, officers witnessed this same lady stealing from retailers in Torrance and Lakewood before dropping them off at Siegel's home. Detectives believe Siegel would sell the stolen goods online, since several potential buyers showed up his home while officers raided it. So while they were there, they had people show up.
I'm here for the Bionicle.
Now, this is something I haven't heard of. Investigators booked Siegel, the old guy, for organized retail theft. I've never heard that.
Organized retail theft.
Amazing term. Love that. I love that term.
Is that the mastermind? Like you're basically, since you're the one working back at the base?
Yeah, you're the mob boss. You're the guy calling the shots, and you get organized retail theft. And she was booked for grand theft. So I don't know which is worse. I don't know which one's cooler, but either way, you're both busted. So
yeah, no kidding.
Enjoy your time in the can. Brian, let's move over to Fish, the band Fish.
Sure.
Couldn't find any more Fish.
We asked for more Fish.
A Fish fan who ripped first Bong at the Sphere in Vegas Permanently banned from the venue for whipping his bong out and taking a big huffer on there. Madison Square Garden Entertainment is permanently banned. I didn't know they were in charge of this, by the way. That's news to me.
Because it was called the MSG Sphere.
I didn't know that.
Which I always thought, well, why not call it Madison Sphere Garden then? Just lean into the name. You've got Madison Square Garden in New York. Call this thing Madison Sphere Garden.
Yeah, or just, what's wrong with them? That's a terrible thing not to do. They should have done it.
Yeah.
THC Square. That's a great idea, Benjamin. I like that.
Square. And it's also, here's something I learned. It's not the Sphere. It's just Sphere. It's kind of like Foo Fighters. Not the Foo Fighters, just Foo Fighters.
So when people say the Las Vegas Sphere, they should just say Vegas Sphere? Or is it okay if you put Vegas in there, I guess?
I guess it's okay if you put Vegas in there, but it's not the Sphere.
So when you say we're going to meet you at Sphere?
At Sphere, right, exactly.
Oh, I hate that.
Like basically you're saying Thunderdome.
Yeah.
We're going to go, we'll see you at Thunderdome. We'll see you at Sphere.
Yeah, I ain't doing that. I can't do it. It's annoying. It's annoying. It is the Sphere. That's just how it'll be for me. The rest of you, call it Sphere if you want. I'm not doing it. Where are you guys going? Sphere. That sounds so. I hate it. Ugh, I hate it.
Oh, we're gonna go see fish at Sphere.
Yeah, that's terrible. They should not. They should make it the other way. Anyway, fish fan who ripped his first bong, big trouble, banned forever. He is also credited as the first bong hit to ever be ripped inside the Sphere during a fish concert on April 20th, 2024. So this is right before we got there.
Oh, really? Yeah, no kidding.
He's just now getting busted, though.
I don't know why I thought Fish was after that. I guess Dead & Company is there now.
Yeah.
By the way, Dead & Company. So it's John Mayer and the surviving members of the Grateful Dead. So probably a lot more bong hits. Not getting caught in there. 4.5 hour show.
Oh my gosh, that's a lot.
I can't imagine being in that thing for 4.5 hours.
Oh yeah, you mentioned this before, and they get like 30-minute break or something, right?
30-minute intermission, yeah.
Yeah, that's not enough.
Not enough.
No, I'll have to pee more than that.
I know, and I don't want to keep getting up in those really steep seats.
Those were precarious, I thought. If you're
very precarious, yeah.
If you're an older guy or you're somebody with some balance issues.
Balance issues, yeah, for sure.
That shit was crazy.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, they got a video of this is the problem. Video of this individual smoking his bong prior to the fish show at the $2.3 billion venue in Las Vegas was shared on fish fan sites and quickly went viral while the individual became something of a folk hero among band's fans. MSG, the salt that is in food. Just kidding. MSG, the Madison Square Garden people, owner of Sphere. I hate that. I'm gonna call it the Sphere. It's just how it's gonna be. Everyone,
people are going to call it the Sphere. Yeah.
Good Lord. Like I understand Ukraine versus the Ukraine. It's like proper now. I can understand all that. This thing you just can't make me. You just can't make me. Anyway, didn't seem to find the video as funny over there at the headquarters. In a letter sent by Christopher Schmidt. How do you say that name?
Oh, let me find it. I'm looking at the video of this guy. I would pronounce it Schimpf. Schimpf.
Okay. Christopher Schimpf, SVP Associate General Counsel at Madison Square Garden Entertainment on June 3rd. The concert goer was informed that he had violated the guest code of conduct by visibly smoking inside the venue. Sphere Entertainment Company will not tolerate actions that threaten the safety and security of our guests and employees, unquote. As a result, he is hereby indefinitely banned from Sphere.
There you go. See, you did it. Very good.
Ugh, it just felt gross saying it.
It's funny, actually, in this article, though, they say from attending events at the Sphere and other Madison Square Garden venues, so they even get it wrong.
Yeah, it's because it's just
officially.
Because it's hard.
But it's hard. It's hard not calling it the Sphere.
The chat or the story at the end says, moral of the story, dude probably should have stuck to edibles. So there you go.
We call it, I'm going to go see Blues Traveler at Red Rocks. You don't say, I'm going to go see Blues Traveler at the Red Rocks.
Yeah.
So, I guess, we can get there. We'll get there, Scott.
Yeah.
And we'll start calling it Sphere.
Eventually we will. I'll bet by next year's TMS Vegas, I'm going to be talking Sphere left and right with no the in there.
Sure.
I'll bet you.
Sure. God, I really want to see a show there. The only thing, like when I'm there in a couple of weeks, it's still going to be Dead & Company. And I even though I can get under $100 tickets in the aftermarket, I still can't do it.
4 hours, man.
4 hours. I don't have to stay for the whole thing. Obviously, I can go chill out with the robots downstairs.
What's
and just go back to the hotel. But,
what's better, coming early for the first half or coming to the last half? When's the best music going to be?
Oh, good question.
Do they do like Big Finish type stuff in there? I assume they do because of the.
No idea what the Dead and Company's sets would be like if they. I want to hear Ripple. I like that song a lot. I want to hear Casey Jones. Those songs. But
sure. But that's done, and that's 10 minutes of content. You don't want to be there for
10 minutes
4
right
hours.
there. Yeah, exactly.
Well,
exactly.
Good luck, everybody. One day there'll be a band you're going to die for, and you're going to go.
I'm hoping so, and then I'm going to make a plan to go out there. Apparently, there's one at one point during the Fish show, they had the video made it look like you were in a giant like crystal ball, and a dog was licking the outside of it.
Oh,
so
weird.
Like you're basically. Like you're looking at a giant dog licking the outside of the ball.
I don't know if I like that. I don't know.
I'm going to see if I can find video of it.
I mean, it was Sphere where I saw giant elephant butthole. So why not a dog tongue? That's fine.
Sure, why not? It's only right.
Yeah. If you're going to give me butthole, BioCow was a video.
Oh, here it is right here. Here it is. Oh, there we go. BioCow found it.
Oh, yeah, look at that.
Oh my God! Part of it looks like you're going through a car wash too.
Yeah, I mean that thing is crazy.
It is crazy. Look at that! That looks amazing. You see finally gets a perspective when you see the stage down below.
Yep. Let me pull up to the dog here. Oh wow!
I feel like this is the way I could enjoy just about any show is. Just by looking at the video. It's slow motion dog licking the crystal ball.
For a really long time. He's really, I mean, he's there. This is a long, what is the song?
Yeah,
what song are they playing while this is happening?
I don't know. I don't hear any music, actually.
I don't either.
I just hear the crowd laughing.
Yeah, it might be interstitial or something.
Yeah.
Like between sets.
See, this is how I could see any band at Sphere is if the visuals just completely distract me from how bored I am with that band's music. Or
I think I'd be okay with the experience alone.
I think I would too.
No, it doesn't really matter.
This might be a case for edibles right there.
Yeah, dude, right there. That's when you bring out your bong, right then.
Yeah, right there. The giant dog licking. Oh my God, I think I'd be.
How are you gonna? You can't ignore it. Look at it. Oh my gosh.
I can't close the video, Scott.
Yeah. Well, good job, the Sphere. All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, Amy's back. We're going to read this, going to learn some book business, and we look forward to her triumphant return. That'll happen after this song selection that I'm pretty sure you brought.
I brought. And speaking of Amy, Georgia Lines is the name of the band. Amy, of course, being in Georgia. They have a brand new album. It's their debut album. It's called The Rose of Jericho. I've listened to 3-4 songs from this album, and I'm hooked. I need to listen to the rest of it, but I really, really like the lead vocalist's voice. She's just got a really, really cool really cool voice. And she actually might be Georgia Lines. I think she is Georgia Lines as opposed to it being a band. Oh, wow. Regardless, the album is called The Rose of Jericho. This is the first single from the album. It's called Wayside. Here's Georgia Lines.
Where have I seen this actor before? Hey, what's that song?
I just get really excited when I talk about pizza.
And we've returned. Who was that again?
Sure, that's Georgia Lines and a song called Wayside from their debut album, just came out this last weekend, The Rose of Jericho. Check out all of it. It's really, well, from what I've heard so far, it's really, really good.
Nice. I don't know if you noticed a trend yesterday, but when every time they had Tim Rice on, Tim Cook. You know, football legend Tim Rice, when he would come on the Apple presentation.
I was thinking musical composer Tim Rice.
No, what's wrong with me? But when Tim Cook would come on, he would... I started recording audio because I was going to do a compilation of all his products because it's always fun every time. He didn't do it. until the very end of this thing.
Instead, when he was walking around the campus.
Yeah, when he was
We're
all
just
done.
so excited to bring you all these new products. And
Right.
we want to talk about AI, but it's Apple intelligence.
It was mostly about platforms was the new word he used.
Platforms.
And unfortunately, he says that kind of normal and it's boring, so I didn't capture it.
Yeah.
All right. Amy time. Break it down.
Break it down.
Here we go. Whoops, that's Red Fraggle I'm looking for, not Amy. There we go. Same person. Hard to find him in the list. All right. Stick close, everybody. This is happening, whether you like it or not.
One of the things that I enjoy also is reading.
Yes, that's right. We like to read, and so does Amy Robinson, who joins us now to help us do a little more of that. Amy, welcome back to the show. How are you?
Oh, I'm great, friends. How are you?
Fantastic.
Good. Hello.
How's your ankle doing? Give us an ankle update.
Oh, yeah.
The ankle update. Okay, so I did not break anything. Nothing's broken. Out of the boot. The boot actually came off pretty quickly. I went to the podiatrist for the earliest appointment that they could get me in, which was a few days later.
Yeah.
And I do have to wear a little ankle brace for 3 or 4 weeks. And they gave me, the big horse pill, 800 milligram ibuprofen things for pain, but it's like as needed. So I'm basically just taking them like before bed at night in case like my ankle is sore after walking around on it all day.
Sure.
And icing it and putting it up whenever I can, but pretty much back to normal. There's a little bit of soreness, a little bit of tenderness. I watched the Monday show last night, so I can like what Carter was saying about her ankle and like if you move it a certain way it hurts, like that. Yep, that tracks.
Tolbert
so
Tolbert sent us a thing when he was in the chat yesterday. He said it's called, oh crap, forgot the name. It's basically this part of the healing process in the ankles in particular where the nerves are healing and the nerves start acting like other problems like shin splints, or it'll feel like other stuff and it will sometimes spread around your leg. But man, ankles, dude, that's a real pinpoint problem, isn't it? Like they hurt like hell.
You would think that like they would have been designed a little more sturdily if they're holding up your entire weight, right? And they have to pivot around and do all sorts of things like that. But I've always had kind of weak-ish ankles. I used to play volleyball in high school and I always had to wear like the little lacy uppy ankle braces then, and because otherwise I'd just roll my ankle. I never understood the girls that were on our team that wore like low top shoes to play
terrible.
volleyball. Yeah. I was like, dude, how do you do that?
Inviting problems.
Yeah.
Right? Exactly.
That's why I screwed up when I played basketball in those boots, and it was just supposed to be a couple of quick half court shots, no big deal. We're just screwing around in the back of this warehouse, and I came down on a guy's foot, and that ankle is forever mush. Like it will always turn if I don't wear the right shoes now. So once you hurt them, even if you got great ankles, once you hurt one, that thing is now prone to get hurt every time you do anything
over
dumb.
and over and over again. Yep. Yeah. The exciting news I have on like the healthcare front, though, for anybody who follows me on TikTok, you would have seen me. I did like a little celebratory in the parking lot little update on this. I have had pain in mostly my right hip, but pretty much both hips for like 16 or so years.
Wow.
And 16 years ago, I went to a doctor, they did an x-ray and they said, oh, you have the most interesting little bone spur. And it was like, nothing we can do about it. So go to PT, strengthen your hip flexors and just try to live with it. Right. Mm-hmm. So I finally got tired of that because it freaking hurts. And I get tired, like every woman who puts on a little bit of weight, every bit of pain is because, oh, you need to lose weight. Well, no shit, I'm trying, but everything hurts, you see. Yeah. So anyway, so I go to the doctor, referred me to an orthopedist. They took an x-ray. He's like, did you see that they show you on an x-ray where this bone spur was? And I was like, if they did, I don't remember. And he's like, yeah, there's no bone spur there. You literally just have bursitis and we can cure that with a cortisone shot. I can't believe believe after all this time, no one has ever offered you a cortisone shot. And so I was like, are you telling me that like pain I've lived with for 16 years is going to be gone in 3 to 7 business days? Not business days, but just days.
Business days.
So Sorry, my kids have gotten me saying that. You know, I don't know if you've heard. It's just, the kids are saying that now. Like everything that takes like a certain amount of time is like takes this many business days. And so now it's
funny.
infected my speech. But yeah, I'm
That's
like,
great.
Are you serious?
Took
16
him,
years,
yeah,
and it's
took
gonna
him
be
long
gone in
enough.
7 days?
I had the
Yeah.
same thing. It was 10 years, but the same thing happened with that cancer ball on my neck. Everybody was like, "Oh no, that's just some kind of thing. We'll use some steroid cream. It's just an irritate. It's just a patch of psoriasis or whatever." 10 excuses, and these were all professional skin people. And then finally, I go to this old ancient guy, and he's like, "Oh yeah, that's a skin cancer, and we should get it off before it spreads." I'm like, "Holy shit! 10 years? You just been giving me creams, and suddenly you tell me?" I mean, I was thrilled and mad at the same time.
Right.
So
I
get it.
I think from now on, my rule is going to be any doctor who tells me like, yeah, you're really just going to have to kind of work with that, or we can treat it or whatever, but you can't really get rid of it. I'm going to go get a second opinion, like automatically, like just like anybody who tells me I got to just live with something or something is because I weigh too much. I just instant, like automatic second opinion.
Yeah.
It's such a bummer though to have to like say, all right, for any definitive one way or the other, like, oh, we know exactly what this is, it's this. You still like, well, are they 100% sure? Do I need to get a second opinion on that? You know, we hate to have to do it, but I think it's a smart thing to do.
Well, especially since we have to pay for it because our country is stupid. But anyway.
It is stupid. Yeah, our healthcare system is way effed up.
It ain't great.
Indeed.
It's not great.
It is indeed.
But you know what is?
I'm choosing to look on the good news side of it, and like
Good.
pain that I've had for 16 years is going away.
Yeah.
Good. I'm glad.
That's a great way of looking at it.
You just had to twist your ankle at the Renaissance Festival to find it out, which is good.
Exactly.
Small price to pay.
Hey, when you did that, did like the plague doctors with the long bird nose looking things, did they come out and go, "Quickly, my liege, we must save her from the plague," or whatever?
Wrap a giant turkey leg around it.
That would have been so fantastic if they had done that, right? Like and no joke, we were on the lookout for like a walking stick vendor kind of a situation. But we didn't happen to find one. But yeah, like that would have been so fantastic. I would have loved that.
I have a quick anti-recommendation I'd like to make sure I give people. All right, I'm not telling anyone what they should do or shouldn't do or should do. But what I'm going to say is I started watching with the full intent of being all in all the way on this Ren Fair quote-unquote documentary series that's on Max currently. HBO's doing it. And it's basically following one of the founders of the biggest Ren Fair in the country in Texas.
Oh, yeah.
This whole thing, and it's just called Ren Fair. And it's got all the ingredients of something I love. A quirky bunch of people doing a thing that I don't really understand, so it's fun to like learn and all that. And this thing, first episode, first two quarters, I'll say the first 3/4, that's fair, of the thing is good. It's like setting stuff up. I'm learning who these people are. It's documentary-ish in the way it's doing everything. In that final fourth, this thing jumps the shark so effing hard that I ended up hating it. I was mad I spent the time with it. I'm not saying you should or shouldn't. Maybe someone else watch it. Maybe you get a different vibe than I did. But let me just tell you this. If you're
authentic, basically, like...
Yeah, you start having internal dialogues where the guy's walking around and you hear a voice of him saying, "I wonder if you're..." It's like, that's not the documentary. That's scripted television. It really pissed me off. I hate when I get drug along like that and then they yank it. It reminded me of the time I found out that Gary Busey reality show wasn't real. It was all made up. When I found that out, that pissed me off. And then the other one is like Tiger King does the same thing. It's like interesting, quirky, weird, but let's go ahead and make it super dramatic for no reason at the end. Hated that. So I'm just saying, save yourself the time. If you don't believe me, I guess go for it. But I really disliked it.
Well, that's good.
Right.
Like, warn us away from the things that will make us angry and waste our time. I'm pro that.
Yeah, and look, if you're gonna present yourself as documentary, fine, I'm in. Do that. Do the work of documentarians. But if you're just gonna, BS me, why am I giving any time to you? So lame. Yeah. Anyway. Let's get to these reading selections that you brought with you this week. What do you got here for us?
Yes, we've got 2 this week. Funny you should mention documentary because there's an upcoming documentary that I am very excited to see, and it sort of inspired me to go and read these 2 books. So if we can start with the one I sent you labeled Team B.
Here is Team B.
The after party was at a nightclub called the Palace. Laser lights slashed through the smoky room as that 80s beat filled the air. The club was full. People clustered by the bars, danced. Everyone shouted to be heard. I wafted through the party on a cloud of alcohol and cigarettes. Eventually, I was corralled along with James Spader for a quick on-camera chat. James and I had become close during filming. He was a fellow East Coaster. I felt comfortable with him. For reasons that made sense only in a world created by MTV in the 1980s, Fee Waybill, the lead singer of The Tubes, was conducting interviews and had the unenviable task of trying to get James and me to speak coherently about the movie, or anything at all. James rambled on in his charming patrician fashion about a car he had once owned. I swayed back and forth, drunk and anxious, blowing cigarette smoke, and trying not to appear frozen by the few benign questions that were lobbed my way.
I feel like I should know this guy's voice.
Well, I know it only because I know who wrote the book, but
yeah.
Yeah. You know, he was in that movie with James Spader called Less Than Zero, which is probably what they were talking about there, right?
Actually, no.
Was it some kind of one?
A different movie with this guy and...
Hold on. Okay, then it would have been the other one where James Spader was a jerk. Mannequin.
Nope. Different one. Even more.
Holy crap. What other movie were those 2 in together? They weren't in Weekend at Bernie's together.
Nope. But Scott should have been able to figure out who it is by now.
By those 2
this
two
is
movies,
like the Travis game.
movies,
You know, we've given you
kidding.
like 3 movies.
I still don't know who this is. I have no idea. The voice is really familiar to me, though.
So Cole Cash in the chat has gotten it.
Of course, it's Pretty.
It was Pretty in Pink.
I forget that. I think of Ducky. I think of Molly Ringwald, and I think of Andrew McCarthy, and I can never remember. I've never remembered that James Spader was in that thing.
James Spader is he's the sort of the
villain.
Antagonist of the movie. Yeah. So yes, the book is called Brat: An 80s Story by Andrew McCarthy.
Okay, now I know why I know that voice. It's Andrew McCarthy.
It's Andrew McCarthy.
Yeah.
Yes. And it's okay. So I kind of enjoyed it. You know, I think Andrew McCarthy was perfectly cast as Blaine in Pretty in Pink. And that's what I'll say. He's sort of like, you know, he you can tell he's a very sensitive, has always been like this very sensitive soul who maybe takes himself just a little too seriously. But it's a good read, and it's quite short. I think the audiobook, it took me like one business day to get through it. It was about 8 hours long. So so I mean, it's worth reading, and there were some really good stories in there. He spends a lot of time talking about St. Elmo's Fire, actually, which I love that movie. Of all the Brat Packy movies, I love that movie. And I did not know that apparently the label The Brat Pack was a completely accidental thing. So it was one of those situations where, like, I think it was Rob Lowe, Emilio Estevez, and maybe one other big star. They were doing a thing where they were going out clubbing, and they had intentionally leaked it to the paparazzi because they wanted attention, right? They wanted everybody, all eyes on them, right? But during that, they went out and got just blasted, and excuse me, and were acting like complete jackanapes. And so that article labeled them the Brat Pack, and it stuck. And Emilio Estevez freaking hated it. He hated it. Hated it so much. He was like, in fact, he turned down roles in movies that the other Brat Packers were in simply because other Brat Packers were in it, because he wanted to distance himself so much from the Brat Pack label that he basically nuked most of the rest of his career, let's be honest, right? Like, because you didn't see him anymore after that. Like, he did that movie Wisdom, and then, you know, he shows up in like Mission Impossible for a minute and a half before he gets an elevator thing to the face, and then like you don't see Emilio Estevez
and then nothing
anymore.
until The Blacklist. Oh no, I'm sorry, that was Spader. Spader, not
Right.
So I didn't know
anyway,
this.
so
Did you
there's
know
some
that?
really-
Did you know Andrew McCarthy directed 15 episodes of Orange Is the New Black? That's cool.
Oh, I didn't know
I
that.
did not know that. Yeah, so he talks about in the book how he moved into directing, and I think that's probably like he's probably pretty good at that. You know, like
Mhm.
I don't know. I never really got into Andrew McCarthy on screen. I just didn't. I don't know. Something just didn't connect with me. So I was very much Team Ducky. So yeah.
So you like the original ending of Pretty in Pink as opposed to the Hollywood ending?
Yeah. Well, and like the original ending wasn't even that like she gets together with Ducky. It's literally that like she just gets stood up and then she's there and like Ducky
And Ducky shows
kind of
up.
rescues her from having to go through that by herself, but then they're still like friends and
Oh, really? Okay.
But
So
then
it's been a while since I've seen the alternate ending.
Yeah, but
'Cause
then
I
like
thought
the
she,
audience
I thought she ended up with Ducky, but I guess not.
the audience just hated it so much that they ended up shooting it over again.
Wow.
So yeah. And it turns out that Molly Ringwald is who actually got him that part because
really?
John Hughes initially wanted somebody like kind of like a Billy Zabka or, you know, like a big douchebaggy kind of guy, like, you know, to play the part of Blaine. And Molly Ringwald was there in, you know, for some of the auditions and just said and saw Andrew McCarthy and she was like, that guy. That's the guy I can believably fall for on screen.
Right, because you don't want Andy to end up with or think that the audience to think that she's ending up with a douchebag. It has to be believable that she'd fall in love with him. Yeah, makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
He was in an episode of Blacklist last year with his old pal.
That's what I was looking up when we were talking. Like, oh yeah, Spader, and then I'm like, oh, you guys are still talking about Estevez. Sorry, I moved back to
until
Spader.
you started listing that, I was like, you're right. Like Andrew McCarthy and James Spader did a lot of stuff
No,
together.
they always end up together. The fact that they're hanging out a year ago in a show like Blacklist is just kind of hilarious to me. But that's like what 4 or 5 movies these two are always
Four
in?
things. So 3 movies and a TV show: Mannequin, Pretty in Pink, Less Than Zero, and then Blacklist.
Yeah.
Crazy.
And just to highlight, like the beginning of this story, he starts talking about that Molly had just had her wisdom teeth out, so she wasn't on the red carpet for Pretty in Pink, and this is like, you know, they're talking about the after party of the premiere of Pretty in Pink, but yeah, she did not walk the red carpet for Pretty in Pink at all, and yeah, but that's how young she was. She just had her wisdom teeth
pulled. Love it.
They should have still had her go. She got Pretty in Pink gauze because your gauze gets all pink from being on your bleedy teeth.
Yep.
That's interesting. So this is a book he wrote, and of course he's narrating it, but he wrote this, right? This isn't some ghostwriter or something like that. Okay, that's cool.
He wrote
it. When is the show that is tied to this? Is 13th or Friday, right?
I think it's coming up soon. It's either Thursday or Friday. It's dropping. I think it's on Hulu, so I'm gonna have to sign back up for Hulu to be able to see it.
Yeah. Nothing wrong
Oh yeah,
with that.
Brainbow Bright makes a good point. Emilio Estevez showed back up for the Mighty Ducks. It's very important that we recognize.
Yeah, that's
him
a key moment there.
Fine work.
He did a bunch of other
Mighty
stuff. He would just stay away from those guys. Like he just didn't do it. Like we're gonna watch Repo Man. He's in that. You know, there's other stuff he did.
No other Brad Packers in that. Or that was
I very guiltily love the stupid movie called Men at Work that he did with his brother.
With Charlie,
Right. Oh my god. Like it's so awful, but it's so bad it's funny, right? Like it's probably, I don't know. It might be sackable, not sure.
No, Brian, you're right. Repo Man is 84. It was a year before that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was pre that whole thing.
It was the same year Breakfast Club was 84 as well, even though
Breakfast Club was 85, wasn't it? I thought it was.
Oh, 85? Oh, okay.
Thought it was. Breakfast Club was
You're good with years, so I believe you if you
there it is. Yeah, 85. So that was, man, if you look between 84 and 86, this whole group is having a freaking moment, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Like, it is big.
And I mean, all thanks to John Hughes mostly. Like he brought all of that into the foreground that, you know, hey, teenagers can be something other than just, you know, porkies, right? Like because Porky's was a big deal, and so everybody thought that was hilarious. And then they were like, well, I don't know, maybe these are people and we can tell some good stories with them.
Right.
And so John Hughes leaned all into that and became the voice of our youths.
Exactly.
So,
Let's do movies focused on what it's like to be that age and not be focused on peeking through peepholes and showers and focused on sex and stuff. Sorry, Weird Science. But for the most part,
I mean, Weird Science is hilarious.
it is
but,
hilarious.
yeah.
I'm never going to disparage Weird Science as being less than good. It's fantastic.
Pretty in Pink's got some themes as well. They've got some stuff going on in there, and it's a little rough in parts.
Yeah.
Cool. So
All right.
what's clip number 2 all about? Team D,
So-
we call it.
Clip number 2, you can probably figure out if clip A was Team B, this one's Team D.
All right, here we go.
So there you go.
All right, here we go.
God damn it. Cut, cut, cut. The director yanks off his headphones and wearily barks, I'm pretty sure doves don't shit sideways. Am I right? Anybody? That's what I thought. We are shooting outside a wedding chapel in Phoenix, Arizona during the summer of 1983, and it's incredibly, unbearably, fantastically hot. The reason Bob, our director, is asking about the physics of bird ejecta is because in this particular shot, the animal wranglers were supposed to release some doves, and when those doves flew over the wedding party, they were supposed to shit on us as we exited the chapel. Sadly, the actual doves, ignorant of their cue, indifferent to the wishes of the director, as well as unconcerned about their chance at screen stardom, did not cooperate and empty their bowels upon us. So the special effects guy, 95% sure it's Alan, ever resourceful, had jury-rigged an elaborate backup system of pressurized containers to squirt fake dove poo on the wedding party from either side of the camera. But no matter how he tried, said poo would rain onto the partiers with a noticeably wide arc. This made Bob unhappy. Apparently he felt any discerning moviegoer would immediately notice the crap's flight path, and their sense of cinematic verisimilitude would be forever compromised. Bob was turning out to be the Stanley Kubrick of turd trajectory perfectionists.
I like the term bird ejecta. That's fun.
Right?
Yeah.
Right? I mean, it's so, like, there's so much wordsmithing in such a hilarious way. And he's telling a story about trying to get crapped on by doves. I mean, but in these wonderful just turns of phrase that are, I mean, I was cackling. It was so charming and lovely. So yes, Brian has correctly spotted that the bleeping of the F-bomb in there
Well
was
done with that bleep, by the way.
indeed intentional, a duck quack. So a team ducky. This is John Cryer. The name of the book is So That Happened, a memoir by John Cryer, and written and narrated by him, as you can hear, and it is hilarious. It's absolutely, I mean, honestly, I'm like, I don't know how they so perfectly cast these two guys for that movie, but they did. Like Blaine is all like sensitive, and he's he's like this nice guy, but he's in with crappy people, and but he's a coward, and all that kind of stuff, but he just loves her, but it's all just kind of milquetoast. And then Ducky, I mean, he's hilarious. He comes just storming into the record shop, lip syncing to Otis. And, I mean, how do you not love him? Right. And so it's like, and here they are, you listen to these two books back to back, and you're like, okay, the Andrew McCarthy book has some really great stories in it, and his writing is fine. There's nothing wrong with it, but it's okay. But then you go to the John Cryer book, and you're like, oh my God, this is hilarious. He's got such great ways of telling these funny stories.
This feels like the one that I'd listen to between the two of them, the one I'd gravitate to first. So does it spend a lot of time in that era, or does it move on a lot into the 2.5 Men stuff?
Oh yeah, he goes through all of it.
Okay.
He doesn't spend like the entire time just talking about 80s stuff and whatnot.
Darn it. Well, I mean, okay, good.
Yeah, he goes all up into, like, I think there is in fact a chapter called Charlie Sheen. Like that's the
of course.
the title of the chapter is that. Claire Gack, the duck connection is that his character in the movie Pretty in Pink was named Ducky. Or that was his nickname. His actual name was Philip F. Dale, but he went by Ducky.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Famously in that movie, he was Ducky.
Yes. So I'm Team Ducky all the way. I would much rather, guy who can make me laugh than
Ducky was who I hung out with in high school, not Blaine.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Cool. So this is a similar thing, though. This is like telling a story, growing up in the 80s, doing movies, like these are almost sister publications, sort of. You can, if you're really into these 80s guys, you can go read both these books and you're going to get a big taste of what that was like.
Exactly. And, and it's great fun, and they're both really short. So, you can read these in really no time at all. I read both of them in a couple of days. They're not long drawn out things at all, but they're worth it. There's some good stories in there, some stuff you maybe didn't know. And it's fun. It's a fun little trip down amnesia lane.
Did he talk in that book at all about he auditioned to be Chandler Bing for Friends? Does that come up?
Yes. I believe he does tell that story.
Yeah.
And he would have been great, but honestly, rest in peace, Matthew Perry.
It was the role for Matthew Perry for sure.
Yeah, that was his role for sure.
Yeah. To those of you who are listeners who are kind of on the younger side, if you want to know what the high school experience was like for me, Scott, and Amy, go check out John Hughes movies, because they did a great job of accurately representing what that was like for us.
Yeah, if you just want you wanted to just do one, just do Breakfast Club. That's all of it. That's everything.
Oh yeah. Breakfast Club encompasses most of it, but and honestly, if you want to see the whole love triangle thing, Some Kind of Wonderful is far and away a better movie than it's a better story than Pretty in Pink.
Yeah.
And interesting footnote there, Andrew McCarthy was offered the part of Keith in Some Kind of Wonderful, but he turned it down because he read the script and he's like, this is the same movie I just made. It's just the genders are reversed,
Right.
And but it was a better movie.
That's cool.
Puppy Kitty Trout, after having read both, I would way rather hang out with John Cryer. No question.
Cool.
Question.
Yeah.
Because the dude I'd just be laughing the whole time.
Seems like a pretty good dude too, from what I can tell.
Yeah. Yeah. And you can tell from the cover of the book, right? He's just like, well, here I am. I'm a goofy dude, and if you compare the covers of the two books, that tells you everything you need to know about these two guys. There's nothing, and again, that's nothing against Andrew McCarthy. He's fine. It's just you can see the difference between them. Andrew McCarthy is sort of, it's in black and white, and it's he's staring off into the nethers and whatever, he's just, it's very, almost sepia toned. And then there's John Cryer, and it's just this, teal background. And he's just like, hey, here I am. I'm a dork, so.
I forgot John Cryer was in Superman 4, The Quest for Peace. Holy shit.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, there's a lot of that movie that's forgettable.
I think he played, oh no, he wasn't, somebody named Lenny. I don't remember anything about that movie.
He was the son of he was somebody's son, right? But he was the hacker or something.
Don't know. Was he a hacker type dude?
Some rich person's son who was able to do the hacking. Oh my God. Yeah,
I
nephew of
don't
Lex. That's it. He was
remember.
Lex Luthor's nephew. That's what it was.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
That movie was so bad. I scrubbed
Blocked
it.
it out.
Yeah. Honestly, this is this weird little niche thing that's you know those movies that you see and you're certain that no one else has ever seen it but you.
Yeah.
This is my favorite John Cryer movie ever. I think it was a movie called Morgan Stewart's Coming Home. I have literally never met anybody who has seen that movie.
I've seen that movie. Yeah,
have you?
It was
so cute.
It was supposed to be like a Ferris Bueller style thing, right?
Yeah, and it very much kind of was, but he never. I don't think there was any fourth wall breaking that I
No,
remember.
no,
But
he was just like
yeah.
good things always happen to this person kind of thing.
Here's
Yeah,
the here's
well,
the short description. IMDb has it as a free-spirited teenager attempts to get back in touch with his overly conservative parents after returning home after years away at a boarding school.
Yeah.
Yes. So, yeah, I mean, and that makes it sound way more serious than it was. Really, what was happening was his dad's a politician and his mom is like, the obsessed politician's wife kind of thing. And they bring him home from boarding school so that he can be part of their political campaign. Like, they don't care about him. They don't know him at all. They just they want him to be in their photo ops. And he is obsessed with horror movies and like decorates his whole entire bedroom with like all of his horror movie posters and everything. And he's super excited to be home. And then he goes out for the day, comes back, and his mom has had all of that stuff incinerated, and it's like, but it's all played for laughs. And it's all just, it's all very funny. And it's also got what's the guy's name? The guy that played Mr. Vernon in The Breakfast Club.
Oh, really? Jack?
Paul Gleason.
Paul Gleason. There you go. Yep, that guy. So
yeah, he's cool.
Yeah.
Lynn Redgrave's in it.
Is Jack Vernon in it? That's what I was thinking.
Yep.
Jack in there.
Yeah,
Very
Lynn
cool.
Redgrave
Cool.
plays his mom, and it's great. It's good fun. So yeah, I saw that. We had HBO when I was growing up, so I saw it many times because it was on repeat on HBO. And he ends up somehow finding this girl who is as obsessed with horror movies as he is, and so they have a little fun adventure and whatnot. And
there must have been a stink on the set because this is one of those Alan Smithy directed films, which it's
really?
fake name for somebody who got mad and left. I guess originally it was Paul Aaron, then somebody named Terry Windsor, and then final credit went to Alan Smithy, which sounds like a troubled production, but
apparently so.
yeah. You don't see that very often.
Well.
This is great. I didn't realize this. IMDb has an entire listing of all Alan Smithy movies. Of course they do. I just never thought about it. But
Right.
how can this be? Hold on. Oh, there's something called Anatar that's supposed to be like Avatar. It's like a really bad ripoff. Alan Smithy the Third.
Oh wow.
Yeah, they're all on here. This is great. If you guys want to go down a bad path, go look for all the Alan Smithy movies.
You want to go down like a B movie rabbit hole?
Yeah. Give those two titles one more time just so people know what they're looking for.
Sure. So the first one is Brat, an 80s story by Andrew McCarthy, and So That Happened, a memoir by John Cryer.
Nice. Go get it wherever books are sold. I hope you have a fantastic month. It's very nice having you back, and I hope
Thank you.
hope your ankle continues to convalesce and become the true ankle it was always meant to be.
Me too. I do want to mention really quick, Audible is having like a site-wide super sale right now. So if you're not like me and already have an Audible subscription, if you just want to pick up a couple of titles for super cheap, now is the time, because they have they've got a lot of books that were previously like $20 or $25 or like $5 or $6 right now.
That's
so
great.
Good time to get in and listen to some audiobooks if you want.
I agree. Get in there. Sales are good. Have a fantastic month. We'll see you next time.
Thanks. Bye. Bye now.
See you, Amy.
All right.
Cool.
Looky here, everybody. Time for us to end this show. Do have a quick outro, little voicemail I'd like to play from Leslie, Logan's mom.
Okay.
She had this experience and wanted to share it. Here you go.
Hi, this is Leslie, Logan's mom, and we just finished watching Doom Part 2, and our bird says hi, and Logan wanted to sing you something real quick.
He knows what's up.
Nailed it, too.
Yeah.
Wow.
Logan knows what's up. I can't play the whole thing. Last time I played more than like 2 seconds of this, I got a takedown notice. They don't. Warner Brothers is freaking litigious, man.
Apparently so, yeah.
Every time I've had any problems on YouTube, it's always something Warner Brothers owns. Every time.
Huh.
That time I got kicked for a month off of YouTube and couldn't even access my account. It was because of freaking not the Beverly Hillbillies. What's the movie we saw? The Duke Boys.
Oh, the Dukes of Hazard.
Dukes of Hazard. Jeez, isn't there a Duke something with
Wasn't
Duke
there
in the name?
Wasn't there a Hazard movie with some Duke boys in it called something?
Yeah, that thing got me screwed, and all that was like
Wow.
voice samples. So freaking Warner Brothers, calm the F down. Good Lord. All right, that's it for that. We're going to go now. Go check out frogpants.com/TMS for all the links to things, including Brian's quicktms.li URL, which he puts these books up and movies we watch and all that fun stuff.
Iceworm puts the songs that you hear in every episode, links to them, all that stuff.
Yeah, it's all there and available for your perusal. Brian, let's get out of here with a song. Do you have a song?
Sure. Andrew, Ben, and Josh wrote in and said, hey, sailboat and boy, or buoy. Says, pronounce it however you want. Claire can't hurt you. So true. I'm writing to request a song. This year, me and my two friends, Josh and Ben, are turning 40 within a few weeks of each other. Josh and Ben actually share the same birthday. We decided to celebrate with our significant others on a week-long sailing trip aboard a catamaran in the Bahamas with a captain and chef. Would you please play a song for us to commemorate our communal step into middle age? Our trip is June 14th through June 23rd, so I'd love it if you could play this song the week prior. That way I could play it for them on the boat. Thanks for all you do every day to make the world a happier place. Yes, all the exclamation points are intentional. That's how excited I am for this trip. Trim the jib, yo. Arborist Andrew.
Nice.
Perhaps a cover of Linkin Park, but not a piano cover. I've heard enough of those. Why, yes. As a matter of fact, I do have a really good cover of Linkin Park. This is something I found while I was looking for songs for another episode of Coverville. I was like, oh, this is great. This is Tommy Prophet, Melon GI, and Flurry from a single from 2019. This is In the End.
Here it is. We'll see you guys tomorrow.
This show is part of the Frog Pants Network. Yes. Get more at frogpants.com.
Whoops.
Dear wee, little dabble do ya.
There it is. I knew it was